We're back at it with a whole bunch of uncommons with low levels. A level 1 bulk, he's level 10 right now because we already beat this stage. You can do this very easily, even with a level 30 Degenerate. We just have to have a second passive maxed out. And to unlock that second passive, you have to get him some levels. But level 30 is very easy, and they're all uncommons. They take very few resources to level up. I get some complaints in my videos saying that this doesn't look free-to-play friendly. Well, what I did is I went in here and I took down the speeds lower and lower and lower to get the lowest variable so that we can come in here and beat this content. This is stage 10, and this is, of course, a game. This is a guide to let you know what to work toward, not to get rid of these heroes. You see these level 10s, these chivalry 10s on all these uncommons. You don't need it in this dungeon. You're not being attacked, but save it because we need this when we go fight Taurus, the cat. The cat does hit us. We're going to use the same exact team. We're going to beat stage 10 on that one with this team. It's easy, but you got to save stuff. You got to know what to save and work toward. That's what a game's all about. Thank you for all the support. If you're not a supporter, use the links down below. Come and join us and get free rewards every single month. Let's recap on how this is working in case you didn't watch my last video. Degenerate is giving us a 60% increase in our attack gauge, which makes it so we can take turn after turn after turn. The only way Degenerate can do that without getting dots applied on him like he does in Gorgos is to give him a buff, and Bulk gives him the buff. Now this buff is very specific. It can be 1 turn, it can be 2 turn. You can have Bulk leveled up if you want to, but you don't need to. All we need is this 1 turn. Bulk has to go first. That way he can apply this effect accuracy increase 1. It has to be 1. You can't use Tauren for this. That's why we're using Bulk. Once you apply that on Degenerate, Degenerate's going to use his skill 2, and it's going to give him another buff just like that, which makes then Degenerate give us that 60% increase off of his passive. And this is the passive that you have to have leveled up. The second passive needs to be maxed out. Otherwise, you don't get as much turn meter increase. So work toward maxing this out. Get Degenerate to level 30 if you're not using him in Gorgos, but you should be using him in Gorgos. Even if you have a dot teams that takes down Gorgos extremely fast, Degenerate in there makes it even faster. Without a healer, just put Degenerate in there and he's going to give your team that increase just from getting dots on him. You don't need anybody else. But outside of that, that's why we have Bulk. That's why we have Degenerate. And Alan is just, his skills are massive. The ability here to put that slow speed up on the enemy, AoE on everybody out there for 2 turns right away. That's great. And then this one, 80% chance because I have him skilled to knock back the attack gauge. And it can go up to 85% chance. So save your skill books for this guy in Flame and level this guy up because we're going to use him here. And then, of course, like I said, the other dungeon. Degenerate, you don't have to level up any of his skills. Bulk, you don't have to level up any of his skills or his passive. Bulk is just there, again, for that 1 buff for Degenerate to be able to do what he's doing. Now, there is a legendary that I talk about in my other video that can do the same thing that these two are doing together. So I don't assume this would be nerfed because we have a legendary that will do this, that you can get for free to play in the arena shop. And then you can get his flame relic that does that in the clan shop. It's Sergius, the one with the pole arm. I took off gear so you would believe how easy this is. We just need him in a vigor set. 122 speed, we've got Degenerate in a vigor set, 112 speed because we need Bulk to go first in front of Degenerate. Otherwise it doesn't work. And then we come over here and we have Alan in just vigor along with accuracy set. So he can land his debuffs and get some hits in there. Yeah, Alan's leveled up. It's so easy to 3-star an uncommon. So don't give me gripe about having a 3-star an uncommon. This is a very easy thing to do and it's worth it. And of course, you're going to have everything you've got into Morgan. If you don't have Morgan 3-starred by day, I don't know what day 7, day 8, day 10, do it. Morgan is the bread and butter of this game. We use Morgan everywhere. We've got her at 189 speed. I put a 3-star speed ring on her. And then of course I've got a 4-star speed orb. No sets though. But the set we do need, of course, again, is the accuracy along with the vigor set. We have to knock back that attack gauge. So we need accuracy to do that. So 189, I think 180 is a good target. If you can go a little higher than 180, do it. And then 174, doesn't really matter for him. He's going to come in there in plenty of time, even if his speed was 112 right now, to put the slow speeds on and knock back the attack gauge with Morgan. So I wouldn't fret about this speed. You could take off this orb if you want to. No big deal, but he does give a little damage to our team, quite a bit with Morgan. Those are the only two doing damage. So you might want to put a little bit more into Alan. What I'm trying to do is give you the ability to farm gear that you just can't farm right now. If you want 4 and 5 star gear, 5 and 6 star gear, you're going to try to run your legendaries through this dungeon, and they're going to fail because you're being hit. And you're going to come back here and look at this and say, well, it really wouldn't be that bad to level these up. I tried to use Tristan instead of Alan, but Alan's just far better. Alan's going to do a volley here, an AoE volley, to put up slow speed on all the enemies. And we're going to do this again to get 2 slow speeds up. He has a passive to put up a slow speed right away, which you can see 2 on the far left. Now we have 2 up on everybody. So let's go back in here in their skills and just have him do a skill 2. His skill 2 knocks back the attack gauge along with, there's the slow speeds, Morgan, of course, the Flame Morgan, knocking back the attack gauge with her skill 2. The only weird thing is with these dragons, sometimes, not all the time, when you get to the very last one, it will have damage immunity buff on, and you can't strip that buff with Morgan's skill 2. Morgan can strip buffs with her passive ability using her skill 2, but we can't strip it. So we're going to have to do a little funniness with this. I'll show you in just a minute. This is nothing. Nothing. Bulk is level 1, guys. Level 1, very low speeds. Dejaret is, of course, 60 because I don't feel like wasting another reset token. I already did it with Bulk to show you. Dejaret does need that second passive unlock, so level 30, sure. Max out that second passive. That's why we're getting the 60% increase in our attack gauge instead of 40%. And we'll talk about the rest of the heroes when I go show you the gear and their abilities. At the end here, this guy gets this damage immunity, and not always, sometimes. So if this happens, we have to make sure his attack gauge is low and then try to sleep him. We just tried with Morgan. No dice. Attack gauge, get that attack gauge low again and sleep him because Bulk is level 1. He can't take a hit. If we had a crew that could take a hit, we could at least take that one hit and move on very easily, but we're getting some bad luck here, which is cool. That way you can see what's going on. We didn't get the sleep. If we get the sleep, then us doing damage will not wake it back up because it has damage immunity. It can then take a turn. Here we go. Now, don't knock back its attack gauge like I just did. Have everybody do their moves. Skill 1s now. For Morgan and Alan, we can still boost our attack gauge with Bulk and Dejaret. And then there we go. He took a turn. Let's take him out. Now, the next phase is actually pretty easy. Same stuff. But I did try this with Tristan. I tried to come in here with Tristan and put up slow speed on each of the enemies, on each of these, the Drakes. And then I tried to come in here with Tristan and put up slow speed on the boss. But I was working with really low speeds on the whole entire team. And it just wasn't enough. The boss would eventually creep up at half life and kill us. So I brought Alan in. And Alan, as an uncommon, I'm telling you, he's got a lot going on for him with the slow speeds, with the passive to apply a slow speed right when you zone in, with his skill 2 knocking back the attack gauge, his skill 3 doing AoE slow speed. It's very powerful. Now, we don't have a lot of damage, so this phase takes a crazy long time to get through. We're not going to get hit. I'm going to skip forward. The legs don't matter. Unfortunately, when we came in here, Morgan targeted the leg instead of the main body and put our strong debuffs up. So we have to wait for her to cycle through, get those really powerful decreased defense, additional damage taken up. Once those are up, we can start doing some more damage. So I'm going to skip forward a couple minutes, maybe 4 minutes, until we take this guy all the way down. Full auto. Right now we're on full auto. Everybody's on skill 2 because we already have the slow speeds up. Or at least we should. Do they fall off when he goes to this next phase? No, we don't even have slow speeds up. It's okay. Morgan and Alan are knocking back the attack gauge. Simple. So we beat this guy. Now we go into the final phase. The final phase, this boss does not have a lot of HP. But we are going to put up slow speed again. Just a couple. Like we've already got one up from the passive. We're going to do one volley eventually to get slow speed up on the right head and the main body. Once we do that, we're going to put him back to skill 2. Everybody's then doing skill 2. And this one goes fast. You can already see the HP of the right head going down really quickly. There's not a lot of defense and a lot of HP for this last phase. And the boss never takes a turn. This is it. slow speed, increased damage, decreased defense. We're using 3 uncommons. Uncommons are so easy to level. The Jarrett level 30, Bulk level 1, and then Allen. Yes, level Allen up to a reasonable level so we can get some damage out of him. If you want to do this all with just Morgan doing her damage, you could. It's already like a 10-minute fight. 10-minute fight, but you're going to get gear you otherwise couldn't get. And you could do 3 times runs after this. And you might have to manual a little bit with those Drakes if that Drake gets damage immunity. But once you have that 5 and 6 star gear, or 4 and 5 star gear if you're working toward that, you can bring in better teams, right? We can formulate some better teams. Once you have Bedivere doing insane damage, you have a good Morgan to put up the debuffs. Bedivere can come in here and just slap this guy down. I did a video also with, what's her name? Arduin. She came in here, killed this boss pretty easy. You can do a lot of fun things later on, but when we're coming up, we need to be able to have cool ways to get gear like this. And I think this is an awesome team. Again, an awesome team for the cat too. But remember, when you're farming the cat, those increases to get awakens on your relics aren't big increases. So you don't need to even focus over there, but you'll be able to use the same team. That's good, right? Double up and use the same team. But on the cat, we have to have everybody leveled because we are going to take damage. And if you guys have any questions about any of this, join us on Discord. We've got all these guides over there, write-ups, videos, everything in Discord. Tons of people to help you out day and night, and I'm always there to help you as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate your love and support. Thank you for all the supporters out there. We'll be giving out rewards from that content creator supporter program soon, sometime in the middle of December, and those rewards are going to get even better next month. Thanks again for all the love and support. I will see you all in a video soon.